This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
How do you guys feels today? Let me tell you, feels is a better way to be. Our premium CBD will keep your head clear and help you feel your best. It reduces anxiety, it reduces pain, it reduces sleeplessness. Feels naturally helps reduce stress, anxiety, pain, sleeplessness. Places a few drops under your tongue and feel the difference within minutes. Are you new to CBD? Well, Feels offers a free CBD hotline to help guide you through the experience. Me personally had a couple of restless nights during this whole pandemic, wasn't sleeping great, did a couple of Feels the next day. Boom, out like a light that night. You know, get a little joint pain because I'm getting up there in age. A little Feels CBD under the tongue. Boom, joint pain gone. Greatly reduced. It's so easy to use. It's so good for you. It's just the better way to do your life right now. It will naturally help you feel better. And there's no high, there's no hangover, there's no addiction. You can join the Feels community, get the Feels delivered to your door every single month. You'll save money on every order, and you can pause or cancel at any time. Become a member and get 50% off your first order. 50% off. It has me feeling my very best every day, and it help you too. 50% off your first order with free shipping by going to feels.com/ding. That's FEALS.com/ding. Become a member. 50% off taken automatically off your first order with the free shipping. That's feels.com/ding.
Your picks have been horrible, man.
That's the point. That's the point of the show.
Isn't it?
Isn't it? It's possible. I don't understand what this podcast is about.
Poppycock.
It's a fuck house.
On a weekly basis, we are consuming more concentrated bad movies than probably anybody in the history of mankind.
Poppycock.
What story? What story? What are you talking about?
Do you want lunch?
I have yet to laugh in this movie. I'll just tell you that.
You picked it, motherfucker. So just remember that.
You know the problem with Hollywood is? They make shit. Unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
I was legitimately offended.
You were offended?
I was offended.
I didn't know you could get offended.
I was offended.
This did it.
If I were gay, I wouldn't be offended.
They're fucking making shit up, Amin.
Inconsequential detail after inconsequential detail after inconsequential detail.
Bees don't lie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm holding a mic in my hands, and now I'm talking all alone.
We're back to part 2 of Cinephobe's episode on Double Impact. Make sure you check out episode 1 if you haven't done that already, because otherwise this second episode is not going to make sense. Part 2 is not going to make sense. I'm Zach Harper. That's Amin Hassan. Anthony Mayes producing the show. And guys, last when we left off on Cinephobe, part 1 of Double Impact, we got a little tension between Alex and Chad and Danielle. Perhaps a love triangle brewing, guys. Amin? You're not a big fan of this, Danielle.
No, man. She's making problems, man. And I'm not like some weird misogynist who believes that women are the property of men.
Exactly. You're a normal misogynist.
Yeah. Not a weird one. I just feel like other than the initial mistake, which is anyone's mistake, you never knew your significant other had a twin. You fall for it. I can see why you fall for it. But
she did grab his dick though.
I mean, she thought it was him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume like it's all.
I know, but then maybe what if? I mean, I don't know how this works, but what if Chad's got a bigger dick than Alex? What she felt like, yo, has this dude been eating dumplings?
I only yeah, like, what if Alex has a bigger dick than Chad? He's been eating the dumplings the whole time. Chad just started.
Yeah, maybe she reached. She's like, man, this guy's not been eating dumplings lately.
That's why when she reached down there, she felt underwear and not anything else.
Right, exactly.
I kind of wish this had made it to episode 1.
No, it's a great. That's a great callback. Now they've run away. They're staying in some abandoned hotel building. There are birds everywhere. Chad trips and a pigeon jumps on his back.
Okay, so first of all, Chad has more Louis luggage than an NBA player. Like everything. Like what?
You know how much aerobic instructors make in 1991.
There's something there about, like, I don't know if the math adds up there. But then the other thing was they missed a perfect opportunity. You have all those birds. Rather than have a bird jump on his back, which, by the way, I'm pretty impressed that they trained a bird to do that.
That was actually impressive.
It just doesn't make sense. It would have made a lot more sense if the bird shit on him. Why didn't they just have the bird shit on him, on his nice Louis or whatever? And then that would have been, comic relief or whatever.
Right. Alex, Frank, and Chad are going over their gun inventory.
Yeah.
Chad tells them about the big drug drop happening on Thursday night, and they're going to hijack it.
Wait, do you not want to go over the whole, like,
the gun part?
The gun part.
I think you got sold a bad gun, which because I don't know, it's kind of like this weird looking pistol. Maybe it's like a dingy looking pistol or something. To which then Alex grabs the gun, he cocks it, and he just fires it off near Chad's head and just shoots the shit out of a wall, just wasting ammunition. The waste of ammunition in this movie. Yeah, he unloads an entire clip, I mean.
Yeah, he empties the clip, right, again, inches from his twin brother's head. And to be clear, there's nothing up until this point in the movie that indicates that Alex knows anything about guns, right? I thought he was just being a jerk, kind of like messing around, ribbing his brother. And I thought that was like kind of a massive overreaction for him to say, yeah, no, it looks fine to me, as I shoot inches away from your head.
It's weird that they didn't like each other right away, right? Like, I'm not saying they had to have some kind of brotherly love or anything, but like they're just immediately antagonistic.
No, I know why Alex doesn't like his brother.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, how did they meet each other? Like,
try to smash my girl, man.
Did he?
Yeah.
He didn't know.
Did he?
Some girl came in and said, hey, come to the back, and grabs his dick, like,
What? So he's guiltless? You wouldn't dislike your twin brother if you found him like that? I
mean, I think you got to kind of understand the situation, right?
No!
You're going to harbor that for days?
You didn't know you had a twin brother!
You wouldn't be like, damn, man, I can't believe what's been going on with you the last 25 years? Like, this is crazy. This is my story. What's your story? No, he's just like shooting a gun by his head.
Zach, if you found out you had a twin brother right now,
I'd murder that motherfucker.
And it's even worse if your girl start laughing at his jokes, right? Like, that's even worse than her.
All right, they're gonna hijack this thing as they sneak up behind the guard.
Oh, by the way, Zach. Oh, in an instant, it all snapped into Zach's head in clarity. Thought about it.
No, I didn't even think about it. No, I'm just trying to move his back.
No, man. I sensed that moment of you like, oh, man, she laughing at his jokes and stuff. And then she told him to give him a big kiss and all that. Zach would be furious.
No, he'd already been murdered. All right, on site. Nope, only one of us, buddy. You're out.
Bolo style.
Bolo style.
You've disappointed me.
You disappoint me by existing. As they sneak up on the compound where the drugs are, behind a guy, Alex punches a guy in the spine and breaks his spine in one punch.
Crazy fucking move, dude.
That is fucking crazy. Like, that's way better than the whole, like, pushing the nose through the brain punch.
Yeah.
He completely incapacitated a guy with a punch to the middle of his back.
It's amazing.
They're placing explosives all around the complex. Alex tells Chad to watch his back and then says, "Don't fuck up." Alex is placing explosives everywhere. Chad decides to leave his post.
Yep.
He knocks a big guy out for no reason, and it makes a huge noise, and now there's a gunfight. There's so much slow motion. As much slow motion as Battlefield Earth.
He's doing like slow motion barrel rolls and shit.
With the guns, double guns.
Oh my God.
Also, how is Chad so comfortable with guns all of a sudden?
Yeah.
This is an aerobics instructor, and now all of a sudden he's out here like firing guns. Like, yeah, this is how I usually do it.
Can we just give Frank the credit? Because Frank was a bodyguard, and
yeah, maybe Frank trained him.
They've got a lot of time together. It's been 25 years.
Even then, man, there's a difference between like knowing how to shoot a gun and being comfortable killing people, right?
Yes, and he seems very comfortable killing people.
He's not a cop.
Got that pandemic.
We get through a whole, I don't know, mess of slow motion and barrel rolls and guns and slow motion and everything. And then all of a sudden, Chad has a red dot on him, the laser sight. Yep. And then right before the guy can shoot, the guy's taking his sweet ass time, by the way, looking to shoot him. Frank takes him out with a sniper rifle from above.
Three questions. Why did the dude need a laser sight? Like, I was expecting him to be across the way. And it turns out he's standing right over him.
Standing right next to him, right.
Why does he need a laser sight as he's standing right next to him? Why didn't he shoot him immediately? What was he waiting for? And then third, what was the old man waiting for? Like, the old man really took his time in saving the day.
I'm sitting there thinking, like, did they do this on purpose? Was this a misdirect? Shouldn't the sniper rifle have had the laser and the dude not? And
yes.
Like, why does he? Yeah, it didn't make any sense. So it felt intentional almost.
Alex is destroying in the scene, by the way. Like, Alex is a badass.
Alex is a gangster, dude.
He's better than Jason Bourne, and these are my top 5 movie badasses. Number 5, Gabriel Scheer.
He lives in a world you can only imagine.
Number 4, Jason Bourne. Number 3, Alex Wagner. Number 2, Ethan Hunt. Number 1, John Wick.
You know what I watched recently, Zach? Haywire with Gina Carano.
Yes.
She fucked shit up in that movie, dude.
No, she's fantastic.
It's a pretty dope movie.
It's funny. I had never heard of her until Mandalorian, yeah.
Oh, really? I think she made her movie debut in Fast and Furious 6. As they're getting away, Frank blows up the compound, and Chad says, "Hey, bro, we did it." And Alex says, "Did what? You fucked up." Real harsh, just kind of peer review system there. Nigel Griffith is now at Zhang's club for a celebration.
No. Wait, we missed the part where he's hanging off the side of a truck where they escape. He's hanging on the side of a truck and shooting people as they're going in through all of this. People shooting at him, he's shooting back, and he's swerving and stuff. And then one dude comes and tries to attack with a stick. And I said, why did that poor bastard have to attack with a stick? Everyone else got a gun.
Everyone else gets a gun. It's like, oh, fuck it. We can't give Wally a real weapon. Give him a stick.
I just no, it's not even that. I just imagine like, all right, boys, we're about to go defend this compound. Everyone grab a gun. And he's kind of there, and he's kind of like Milton from The Office. Like, and all of a sudden, there's nothing left. It's like, I didn't get a gun. It's like, here, Wally, have this. And it's a stick. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
He really got the short end of his weapon.
No, there you go. Given the size of that shootout, what are the odds of surviving a shootout? Like, if you've never been in one. Never ever
has
been
to be low, man. Has to be
right?
low.
Like, forget about the odds of someone surviving a shootout in general, right? Badass or not. I'm just saying you've never like fired a weapon in a confrontational way. You've never killed anyone, right? You've never seen anyone get killed in front of you. These are all realities of Chad's life, right? Now all of a sudden you plop him into not just a gunfight, but like an all-out shootout. Like everyone's got guns, and I almost got shot, and Uncle Frank took him out, and now we're hanging on the side of a truck. Like, what are the odds of surviving that?
Just surviving any shootout has to be, unless it's a movie in the early 90s, has to be extremely low.
How long would you survive?
Me in a shootout?
Yeah.
Man, not long. 5 minutes, maybe?
I'm too big. I wouldn't have a lot of success finding cover. I'd probably go quick. I'd last longer in like a hand-to-hand situation, I feel like.
I've only shot a gun a few times, and I was decent at it, but like there was zero pressure. The stakes could not have been lower.
All right. Okay, we can go on.
All right, Nigel Griffith is at Zhang's club tonight for a celebration. Griffith says America's drug enforcement has forced drugs from South America to Hong Kong, and they're reaping the benefits. Alex shows up with a box of cognac that Zhang apparently asked for. Cut back, and Griffith says that things have slipped through the cracks, and not everybody is doing what's right, and that's when the security woman, who's basically an Avenger at this point, attacks the guy and stabs him in the heart.
Well, first of all, the name of the club. Do you remember the name of the club?
I don't.
Climax Club.
Ooh.
Right.
Everybody
Climax,
comes there.
Climax, exactly. Well, and to prove your point, the opening scene when they walk in, Frank is there, and Frank's got two bitches in his lap.
Frank's living, man.
And I'm like, Frankie just here just to get his dick sucked.
Frank didn't even know they were doing a mission.
Exactly. He's like, hey, boys, what you doing here? The song that's playing in the club lasts forever. Like, there's all sorts of conversations that happen. The guy at the front with the box and the bouncer and Frank, and then in the back they're having this meeting, and then the fight breaks out. And it's all the same song playing throughout the whole scene. It's amazing. When the fight starts to break out and the dude sees Alex, he legit flies across the room. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Like, he leaps and like you want to call her an Avenger.
Like
this
fucking Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat. Just
he flew across the room and tackled the shit out of Alex.
He did. Yeah, because then Chad was sneaking in with looking like Alex with more cognac. The henchmen stopped him. They wanted to bring him up to Zhang because they heard that Alex was there. And so that's when Frank tells him to get down and blows up the boxes that have the explosives. And I wrote, chaos.
This is terrorism. Just saying.
It is. It's 100% terrorist.
Their whole plan to bring back Zhang is just be terrorists.
Alex drinks a glass of whiskey and then crushes the glass in his hand and beats the shit out of the guy with two bottles. Why would you crush the glass in your hand?
It just doesn't seem very productive.
It doesn't, because now you're gonna have shards of glass in your hand that you're trying to punch with. It just, man. I wrote then my next note: so many roundhouse kicks in this movie. I actually wish I had been tracking them the whole time.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It would have been a great idea.
Yeah.
Zhang sees that there's two of them.
There's two of them.
I love the scenes where there's both of them. It's just so smoothly done because they have to walk one out of the room and then Chad's like, all right, Alex is gone. I guess I'll follow him. And then walks out. It's just the timing's so weird.
It must have made the movie so much more complicated to shoot.
Oh, it had to have been. Now we get to Danielle back in the filing room. The security Avenger is sexually harassing her. She's frisking her. Really getting in there, Amin.
Now you can frisk me.
Yeah.
It equals massive, massive HR violation.
Huge HR violation.
I mean, that's some Harvey Weinstein level stuff.
It is. Danielle then runs out. We cut to the jungle. Alex is chopping wood. Frank's drinking out of a cantina. And Chad is indoors cooking noodles. They're just raw chickens hanging everywhere in the kitchen. There's no way they're going to cook all those chickens in time. Not sanitary at all. Danielle calls. Chad answers the phone. He says that Alex and Frank are in the jungle. She said she has something in the files and it was just searched. Nigel's listening in on the conversation.
Everybody
is, yeah.
That room had every single villain in the movie. Bolo's there.
Right.
Zhang is there.
The guy with the Spurs.
Are the knife boots standard issue? Because there's a point where everybody in this movie has knife boots.
Chad says to stop talking. He's going to pick her up at Alex's place. Chad leaves without Alex and Frank to go get her, and they think he's off for a joyride. As they return from the jungle, he shows up to get Danielle at the mahjong parlor. Frank tells Alex that he doesn't know what to tell him. Chad is going over the documents that Danielle has. Shows the evidence that the tunnel is theirs. Then the phone rings at Alex's place, and it's Alex asking the bartender about Chad and who he's with. And he tells him, and Alex is pissed. The woman Avenger comes in and hangs up the phone with the henchman. And there's also the man wearing boots with the spurs. They hang up
with the Spurs.
I wish I had written that note down because I thought 100% Amin is going to sing that song. And then I thought, no need to write that down. And now I'm so pissed I didn't do that. They hang up the phone. Danielle's freaking out at that woman being there. Chad says they're trapped, to which Danielle says, no, there's a secret door to get out. Alex is furious at this point back at the...
Well, you skipped the best part. So she calls. Chad is like, oh, I'll be right there. Tries to find the guys, can't find him, gets on the boat, leaves. When Alex and Frankie come back, Frankie yells, honey, I'm home. And then you guys question why I thought there was a weird tension going on.
Wait, so you think he was fucking Alex?
No, Chad.
Sorry,
and then
way off.
When she's showing Chad the files, he whistles. Van Damme seems like the kind of guy to whistle a lot. It's
I bet he's
pleasant.
a big time whistler. Absolutely.
But like not like a salacious whistle. It's just kind of like,
yeah.
When wow, that's how much does it cost? $500. Like he whistles like as a reaction to things, and I really enjoyed that fun. And then they're hiding behind the secret passageway, whatever. At which point, I can't remember why they're talking about Alex, but he whistles. I love Alex. Oh no, it's because of the secret passageway.
Oh yeah. When she shows the secret passageway, he goes, I love Alex.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, see, the guy loves to whistle.
Big time whistler. Absolutely.
Like, and you know, I feel like whistling has gotten a bad rap. Like people think of it as a cat call or something, and we don't have enough whistling anymore. People,
I think people find it annoying too, right? And I'm pro whistling. I'm fine with
definitely.
it.
My mom definitely. My mom was the person who said whistling brings in the devil. Like, and I was like, wait, wow. I was like, why you say that? She's like, I just didn't like you. I was annoyed by it. So that was the way to get us everybody shut up.
Can't believe she said that. Chad kicks open the back door. Two henchmen see them and start chasing them. The woman Avenger shoots out the fish tank, and this guy with the spur boots cuts the dude's throat with a roundhouse kick. That's a badass idea. That's a great bit of writing, Van Damme and Littich, or whatever. Littich.
You can solve anything with a roundhouse kick.
Anything. Absolutely.
Any problem can be solved with a roundhouse kick. Also, he didn't close the door behind him.
Unless Bolo Young obliterates your nuts in the process of trying to throw that roundhouse kick. Now we have a chase through Hong Kong streets. It's kind of a half-assed version of the blood sport chase, even though they're running a lot harder. You notice that? It kind of just felt like they're going through the motions with it. They run through boats. Danielle jumps in the water. Chad then takes out a gunman before jumping in after Danielle. They get to Alex's boat, and they peel out as a pirate ship would.
I don't know how to dive. Do you know how to dive?
Yeah, I was on the swim team.
Oh, excuse me. Who's Chad now?
2 Americas.
Maze, do you know how to dive?
Maze is too tall to dive, isn't he?
I mean, when I was younger, I would go off of those like 6 foot, 8 foot platforms, like at a bigger pool. I never really got into like the bouncing diving board one.
No, but just like a basic like dive into a swimming
pool. Not like cannonball, but
yeah, not like professional.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
It's almost splash.
Probably.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do it. I haven't attempted it in a while.
When we get to New Orleans, I'm going to teach you how to dive, I mean.
Or dive or die.
There's a fantastic pool bar that I know in New Orleans. It's called the Country Club. So
okay.
Really? Is that real?
Yep.
Here's the part where I asked, why do henchmen wear suits? But then I said, the hench woman has the right idea. She has shorts on in this scene.
Yeah, she does, yeah.
Flexing those
quads.
Skies out, thighs out.
Yo, oh my quads. Okay, look at those legs. They're amazing.
Yo, if she was playing music, she'd be the Quad City DJs.
Ah.
So she's a female bodybuilder named Corinna Everson. I went back and forth. I couldn't decide. Are you guys into like super buff women?
No.
If she was a mathematical function, she'd be a quadratic equation.
Oh. She couldn't move. She'd be a quadriplegic.
Oh, not bad. If she were a Shrek character, she'd be Lord Farquaad.
Oh, okay. I dated a sort of buff woman relatively recently. Not a fan. It's not a comfortable thing.
If she were a 2-time Finals MVP, she'd be Kawhi Leonard.
All right.
Hold on, one last one.
Okay, what do you got? Empty the clip.
She's an NFL running back, she'd be Saquad Barkley.
Should have stopped at Quad Leonard.
Because Quad Leonard.
Got that pandemic.
All right, the pirate ship peels out. Henchmen get into a helicopter to chase them. The woman Avenger can't figure out which boat it is. Danielle's naked in a blanket.
When they got out on the boat, they seemed remarkably dry for two people who just...
Yeah, how long is that ride?
Not that long.
It can't be that long. Alex is drinking heavily.
Yes.
He is chugging whiskey. Like he's been in the desert and he's drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
He can't stop thinking about Chad fucking Danielle.
I saw Double Impact a billion times, like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
But I completely forgot almost every part of the movie. One part...
That the scene?
10-year-old Amin, or however old I was when I watched this movie, the one scene I never forgot was him getting drunk and being suspicious of his twin brother smashing his girlfriend in extra detail.
Extra detail.
Here are some of my notes now, having watched it. Having watched it again. Number one, damn, she got some titties. I just never noticed early in the movie. She just seemed like, hot blonde, whatever. And then like, oh, snap. Like, she's really welling down. Two, how did he know in his like nightmare fantasy that she would have to undress because she got wet? Because that's what happened in the fantasy. Like, she's undressing because she's dripping wet from the water. But given that he didn't know that they had a whole fight scene and a chase, how did he know that she was wet and had to undress because of that? And that's when I put on the note, or are they having the same fantasy?
Whoa! I'm so glad you said that, Amin, because I think Chad is having the same thought as well as they close up on his face.
The details of the fantasy lead you to believe there's only one way that you would have all that detail available is if Chad is the one who's fantasizing and not necessarily just Alex.
Yeah, Alex and Chad might be sharing a sex dream about her right now.
Nice. Well, one man's dream is another man's nightmare.
Ooh. Not kidding. Danielle's just in her underwear, and I wrote, wow, how is she not a bigger star?
That's crass.
It wasn't crass when I asked that about Garcelle Bouvet or whatever her name is.
Oh, well, because he actually had a career, and we could actually talk about
And this
that.
woman was not on Miami Vice in Diagnosis Murder?
Come on, man.
Get
Garcelle Bouvet was just like one of the stars, or the star outside of Jamie Foxx on the Jamie Foxx show.
I'm shocked she wasn't in a Joe Esterhaus project.
Yeah, 100%.
This woman?
Yeah. It's right up her alley. His alley, too.
That's how he gets around.
As they're having the whatever sex scene is happening, I wrote, is this where Showgirls got the pool sex motion from?
Yes.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Has to be, right?
And then Elizabeth Berkley put her own spin on it.
Yeah, literally.
Hello.
And then I wrote, this is some Sex du Soleil stuff right here.
Okay.
No?
You went one too far there.
All right. Alex is kicking down all kinds of things as he's imagining this. Frank says that Chad has a lot of explaining to do as he gets back with the boat. Alex confronts Chad and Danielle. Chad tells him to chill out, and Alex is mocking him as he circles them in a shot that just seems so weird because they can't shoot him at the same time, obviously.
Before we get to that point, you have to acknowledge that they swim away, they get in a boat, and then they escape in the boat, bringing them right back to the secret hideaway. Where meanwhile, Buff Lady in the shorts is in a helicopter, which in a scene that's entirely too long, follows them back to their island where their compound is and flies over. Frank comes out and says, there's been a lot of strange looking aircraft. And I said, you fucking liar. There's been one helicopter. I hate people like that.
Yeah. It's like the people like one night, like you ended up in like the beach eating pizza, right? And then you'll be with that person as they're talking to a stranger or something. They're like, yeah, we end up at the beach all the time eating pizza. It's like, bitch, that was one night. What are you talking about?
That's exactly the type of person I'm talking about. The type of person I hate, where they just take one instance and turn it into a complete trend.
Yes.
Or even worse, oh man, Zach be getting fucked up and go to the beach eating pizza all the time. I hate those people so much. So anyway, so they're circling, and as he's trying to like calm his brother down, who's clearly drunk and like enraged, he says,
Alex, cool down. Chill out, pal. Chill out, okay? Chill out. Chill out. Chill out.
Chill out? Mr. California, Mr. Silk Underwear. Just like, that's where your head went.
Yeah. Well, then he threw one more in there. He said, Mr. Perfection.
Mr. Perfection, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's some real orphan type, like, complex going at work there.
Danielle says he's drunk and to stop, and then he slaps the shit out of her.
My exact note is, holy shit, he slapped the shit out of her.
Chad and Alex are now fighting. The stunt double back of the heads in this scene are fucking hilarious. Just absolutely hilarious. Frank tries to break it up and gets punched.
Catching strays.
Yeah, so he fires a gun to stop them. We're supposed to be fighting the Zhangs, not each other. And you, Alex, need him now more than ever.
Frank loves saying Zhang. That's the note. I finally found it.
And in this exchange, Frank says, you're drunk. He says, I'm drunk now. Tomorrow I'll be sober. But he'll always be a faggot.
Brother, why? Because he looks like me? I'm going to change that. I'm going to fuck up his face. And I wrote prime example of lose a word, completely change the meaning.
And it's just directional.
Imagine trying to fuck his face till he doesn't look like you anymore.
If you eat enough dumplings.
All right. Chad says he's out there. He's going home. We're on an island on the other side of the fucking ocean. I'll swim.
I'll swim. I'll swim. I'll swim.
Yeah, he says it like 3 times.
He's running away. He's yelling it. The other part is the next scene is just waves lapping up on the beach and Van Damme waking up. And I read, holy shit, did he actually?
Yeah, I thought it was Chad too.
I thought he swam to California. Oh my God. I'll never doubt you again. He just had one roundhouse kick and made his way back to the shore.
Just created a wave with a roundhouse kick that carried him to California.
No, wait, that's just Alex. I guess he got drunk on the beach.
Yeah, because there's an empty bottle of whiskey in the water. It's on the other side of the compound. The henchmen are storming the beach. The helicopter's above. They fire gas canisters into the building. Chad wakes up on the other side of the beach and notices the same stuff happening. They capture Danielle. Bolo has Frank. Alex slow-mo knocks a guard out. Zhang is there and wants to know where the twins are. The henchmen are searching for them. Chad knocks one out while wearing khakis. Alex takes out 2 guards and breaks a neck.
Did the gas mask part happen already?
With Bolo in the gas mask?
Sometimes I wonder how you miss some of these noteworthy plot points. Bolo, they shot out gas canisters in this house to smoke these guys out. And obviously the bad guys all have gas masks on. Bolo looks at Frank and then takes his mask off just to prove the point that he wants Frank to make sure he knows who did this.
Like, who else would it be?
Like, he took the gas mask off and he just crossed his arms and just kind of like, that's right, motherfucker. Like this dude will go to extreme lengths to show you that like he's not one to be trifled with.
This guard comes running out of the jungle, firing an assault rifle at Alex, who is wide out in the open.
Well, you just should never be running while firing an automatic weapon. It's a terrible technique.
Not a single bullet even comes close to him. Alex then calmly takes the handgun from the dead guard and flexes as he squats down and shoots the gunman
6 to 8 times. He hits him.
Yeah.
He doesn't shoot 6 to 8 times. He hits him.
All of a sudden, he's John Wick. All of a sudden.
All in the torso.
And it's a cool shot. Like the flex and this crouch, and he's like.
Does he have a cigar in his mouth at this point? I can't remember.
Yeah, probably. I think he has a cigar in his mouth the whole movie. I think he's either in his cheek or out of his mouth at all times.
I just like imagining Jean-Claude on set. He's dressed up like Chad, pastel shorts and bullshit. And then he walks to his trailer and there's just a pile of like black clothes and a cigar. It's like, all right, Alex.
Gotta go be Alex. Chad takes out the guards, 2 guards of the building. Chad and Alex have now captured a guard. They're trying to find out where Frank and Danielle were taken.
Chad would much rather kick someone in the face than use a gun as a gun.
Yes, 100%.
Would like to kick a gun and fire it that way.
That one guard comes out of the door and he just throws the assault rifle at him, makes him catch it, then he knocks him out.
That's not how that works, is it?
That's not how that works at all. I promise you. Now they're on a big ship. Frank and Danielle are tied up. They're beating the shit out of Frank. Like, he's really taking it. And he's making these facial movements that make him look like Mac from Mac and Me.
Future Cinephobe.
The alien.
Yes.
Zhang hits him with steam to torture him. That's kind of a badass thing.
Yeah, it is.
Chad and Alex show up to the ship. Alex is dressed as a guard, and Chad is pretending to be captured to get on.
The old Luke and Chewbacca trick, Amin.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Have we reached the point where Griffith is chastising Danielle, telling her, "You don't know what side your bread is buttered on, you silly bitch." And I was like, you know what? He's got a point.
They kill the 2 guards, throw them in the ocean. Frank gets more steam, and Mayes, you know what Frank's doing in this scene? He's acting his ass off. I really thought he was getting hit with steam. He's doing it. He's doing it, man.
Maybe he was.
Chad and Alex storm the metal ship's hull and are just wildly shooting guns like a ricochet's never occurred in there. The whole thing's metal. The whole interior is metal.
It's never a tough metal.
Nigel gets on the PA and is taunting them. They torture Frank, and Frank yells, "In the boiler room!" Frank says, "Don't fall for their tricks," and then Bolo shoots a gun over the PA system, makes it sound like Frank is dead, and Chad yells out, "No!"
I need that clip. Like, even beyond the podcast part, I need you to clip it and send me the video clip of the scene. Send it to me.
Chad kills 2 men and flips on the PA system, says, "Griffith, you're dead. You're dead!" Turns out Frank's alive. Next time it's going to be real, though, guys. Shooting accuracy in this movie is like 8% at this point. The Spur henchman, I love this scene. The Spur henchman is getting involved. He attacks Alex in some oddly just all black room that's got like a little bit of light.
The lighting was incredible. It was so artistic.
The great thing is he kicks him, and then he goes twirling into the darkness.
Oh, man.
He kicks him again and twirls back into the darkness.
I did like that scene.
Now they're dodging each other. Alex punches a hole through something. There's some daylight now. He catches the Spurman and knocks his ass out. Yeah. Bolo and Chad are fighting with barrels, and I wrote more like Donkey Hong Kong.
How high are those waists, by the way?
Oh, my God.
Because they both take their shirts off. Yeah. And, like, when you talk about
No. I mean, they don't take their shirts off. Bolo rips Chad's shirt to where then he just decides to take it off. And then Bolo's like, well, you're not going to be the only one throwing those pecs around. So he takes his shirt off.
And those pants are so high-waisted, man.
So high-waisted.
I'm talking about, like, up to, you know, there was a Family Guy cutaway where it was like high pants, quick talking detectives or whatever. What's the big deal here? Huh? And everyone's just nothing but pants up to their like chins.
He throws a barrel. Chad kicks it out of the air and it hurts his leg because of fucking course it would. Physics. Bolo's trying to crush him on the ground with the barrel. Shirts get ripped off. Bolo takes his shirt off and flexes. And I wrote, "Are these 2 gonna fuck?" Because that's where the sexual tension was. When he takes his shirt off and starts flexing.
Hey man, that's Bolo, because he doesn't have anyone to like inflict harm on near him to show he means business. So you just gotta, I guess I gotta flex some specs.
So let me get this straight. You guys are both saying that Chad has potential secret relationships with other characters in this movie, but different characters.
No. I think it's absurd to think that he was gonna fuck his uncle, whether he was his real uncle or not. I'm telling you, he and Bolo definitely fucked.
You're not my uncle. And so you can see like the possibilities just pop in his head as soon as like, you're not my uncle.
All right.
You're not my uncle.
Bolo charges him with the barrel. Chad leapfrogs him, dodges the barrel toss backwards, sneaks behind Bolo and punches him in the face. And now is just roundhouse kicking him to death.
Fucking beautiful slow motion.
He kicks Bolo into a circuit breaker and electrocutes him, and then the barrels explode, and hull number 2 is gone. Everyone's dead. Nigel leaves Frank, and some random bad guy is now going to rape Danielle until Alex steps in and headbutts him. Very aggressive. Unnecessary. Why couldn't he just capture Danielle?
Because like you never know when you get a chance like this again. That's why.
Oh, well, yikes.
You're asking me his motivation as a villain. That's not my... Jeez.
The female Avenger drops down, squeezes her legs around Alex's neck. This fight scene, she has a knife. She slices his stomach. Then, as she goes, she grabs his dick.
Yep, there it is.
He uses it as a distraction to slap her.
And slaps the shit out of her, man.
Slaps the shit out of her.
That's the second woman he slaps in this movie, by the way.
Yeah, he's got an issue. But now it made me think, like, had she grabbed Chad's dick, does she get as distracted?
Well, the silk underwear definitely is a distraction.
But we find out maybe the size isn't.
Oh, yeah, because
right?
Not enough dumplings.
Right. Right, exactly.
Yeah, she kind of looks at him there before he cold cocks her right in the face.
Yo, she definitely gives a look like, oh, shit.
What's going on?
Man, damn.
Dumplings.
And also, she drops down onto him from above, gets him between the thighs, and he just spins around to look directly into her vag.
Yes. Where else would you look?
Chad stops Nigel from shooting at Alex. Then Alex stabs the female Avenger.
With her own knife.
Or Alex tells Chad to take care of Frank and Danielle. Alex starts chasing Nigel and Zhang. Zhang is booking it down those docks.
Does Zhang not need the cane anymore? Now he's running like Usain Bolt.
Yeah, now he's just booking
He's been
it.
like hobbled with a cane the whole movie. All of a sudden now he's sprinting.
Yeah, Alex says he's mine, chases him up one of those container moving rigs. Chad and Danielle chase Nigel. Zhang keeps going up and up and up, and Alex is climbing, trying to head him off, almost falls. There's drama. Chad is getting pushed to the edge of this little platform by Nigel in a container mover.
He acts like there's molten lava behind him, and as he's running out of real estate, what do I do?
Yeah, it's just fucking water.
Why don't you just jump? Why was jumping in the water not a solution before?
Wasn't that what he does?
He does,
but at first, he like hides Danielle in like
in a crevice.
Yeah,
and he's like backing up, and he's looking to the left and right, like feverishly. How am I going to get out of this?
Which also, he didn't do the math on making sure she was going to fit.
Yeah, absolutely not. But which again, like when you see this slow moving object come towards you, you could have just told Danielle, "Come on, let's jump in the water and get the hell out of here and swim to the side."
Well, it's like that Austin Powers scene with the steamroller.
Watch out! Move! Move! Move!
Careful, Austin. Watch out!
Watch out!
Watch out!
Let's go! Come on, let's go!
Yes,
Right,
exactly what it was.
So then he jumps in the water. Zhang sprays Alex in the face with a fire extinguisher and kind of blinds him a little bit. And we find out his cane has a sword in it. That's exciting.
Always got to have the sword cane. If I ever get a cane, it's going to have a sword in it for
Have
sure.
to. Yeah, you have to. And then Nigel, for a billionaire businessman, he really knows how to do some hard labor. Moving that container around, which was surprising to me.
We all have humble beginnings.
That's true. Alex crushes Zhang's hand in some moving gears.
Wait, hold on. But why didn't Nigel jump either? Like Nigel fell for the same fucking like what? Jump, dude. What are you doing?
Zhang is trying to reason with Alex, says that Griffith is too weak. He'll give Alex half of everything, to which Alex replies, "Everything? What about my father?"
Do those deathbed deals ever actually work?
No. I'd love to see a movie where it does.
Yeah. I'll take half.
He's like, wow, that's a lot. I can take it. Chad is now snuck into the machinery as Nigel's shooting into the water, or yells Griffith, and Nigel is out of bullets. He releases the container from above and crushes Nigel into a pancake.
Yeah, why didn't he jump?
I don't know.
He knew what time it was.
Alex asks again about his father. Zhang says it was Griffith. And then Zhang falls off some moving machinery into some boxes long below. He's dead.
Why didn't he roll to the side?
Great question. Alex and Chad hug. Chad brings Danielle to Alex and they embrace. Frank walks slowly towards them. Alex winks at Chad. Chad gives him the okay sign. Roll credits.
And that
but
song,
the song.
Feel the impact.
Jump back and get ready, 'cause I'm gonna even the score. You thought I wouldn't be back for more, but I feel the fire burning in my soul. They kept me holding on to my goal, and I'm sure that now you know you're gonna get what's coming to you from me. I'll make you see you never should have done me no wrong, 'cause this time I'm twice as strong.
It's a fucking banger.
To overcome.
That's a great song.
Absolutely 100% a great song. I heard it, and usually I just cut off the credits, but this time I said, no, I'm listening to this.
I've listened to the whole thing.
I listened to the whole thing, and that allowed me to have one more note.
Okay.
The font on these credits is massive.
Huge.
Have you ever seen credits with that big a font?
No, it's like an old person with text messaging. You know,
exactly.
They make it, yeah.
If you're sitting on an airplane next to an old person and they pull out their iPhone, just take a look at how big that font is.
Yeah.
That's what the font was on the credits for this movie.
Let's get to some trivia. Van Damme wanted to play twins to help change his image. He said, "One of them is violent and the other is not, so the audience can see the contrast in my work. This picture has comedy, romance, a love story, so it is not all action and fighting. When I fight on screen, I blend dancing and fighting. Grace plus power is very nice."
Very nice indeed.
I don't know if there's a love story considering he slapped the shit out of her.
The love story is between Frank and Chad.
Or Chad and Bolo. More of a
Chad
love
and Frank. Chad and Frank.
Van Damme said his real life personality was closer to Chad than Alex. In real life, I'm not this cold, quiet guy who goes around kicking butt. Due to a strong friendship formed between the two actors on the set of Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme wanted no one but Bolo Young to play the lead villain in this movie.
Absolutely.
Damn right.
And in
Absolutely.
2010, Jean-Claude Van Damme and Bolo Young were given a martial art demonstration. And Van Damme said hopefully one day he and Bolo will put together a project, Double Impact 2, and maybe Young will play a friend and not an enemy.
Oh, that's cool.
It's going to be tough considering he got electrocuted to death.
Did he?
In Double Impact, yes!
He got electrocuted.
Oh, not to death? We don't know if he died?
What do you guys think their friendship is like? Is it just working out and sparring?
Just no shirts. No shirts and high waists.
I think they play a lot of like Xbox.
These days.
In 2012, promoting The Expendables 2, Van Damme mentioned he would like to make another Double Impact movie with a more serious tone. During the interview...
More serious?
Yeah. During the interview, he also gave a rough idea of the plot. Two twins, one is coming back from Asia to Los Angeles to help his brother, who is a con artist and pretending to be a big Hollywood producer, and he's in trouble with the mob.
Wait, this is a completely different set of brothers?
Yes, I don't know.
Because at first I was like, that would be dope if like Alex gets to go to LA and visit Chad in his hometown.
What if we had a redo of the movie Twins, but it's Van Damme and Bolo Young?
Oh, I'd love that. I'm here for that.
A Double Impact 2 script has been written by Van Damme and Sheldon Lettich. Van Damme said hopefully somebody smart enough like an agent or producer can put that back together. I'm excited about it.
So hopefully somebody's smart enough to fill in 100 pages of their 7-page outline.
There's also
Roundhouse.
This film contains multiple similarities to the Double Dragon video game series, including the concept of martial artist twin brothers and the archetypes of several lesser villains.
I don't think that's fair necessarily.
Yeah, other than martial artist twins, like I feel like that's so much of a stretch.
Yeah. Obviously no Tony Medley for this, 1991.
The nominees for Golden Dumpster are Jean-Claude either once or twice, Bolo Young, The Splits, Zang!
The sex scenes?
That's the one thing I can remember from the first time I watched this movie.
I'm going Bolo.
Yeah, Bolo should be the winner unanimously, but
yeah.
You want to give people different looks.
If we're going like hyper specific, it's Bolo breaking his fellow henchman's neck and then obliterating Jean-Claude's nuts.
You win. That's it right there.
I mean, phobe or file for Double Impact?
Oh, absolute file, man. This movie was a delightful romp. There's something about like that era of action movie. It was dumb. Oftentimes it was inadvertently funny, but above all, entertaining. I could sit through the whole thing and never look at my watch, never look at my phone, never like want to get up. I want to watch the whole thing.
A question I meant to ask you based on our text messages earlier last week, maybe. Did you think we were watching Double Team? With Van Damme and Rodman?
Before I saw it, I was like, wait, which Van Damme movie are we watching? Double Team or Double Impact?
Maze, phobe or file?
I already locked it in earlier. It's a file.
Oh, that's right, you did, yeah. What was the point that locked it in for you?
Splits, baby.
Yeah, the Splits. It's real early in the movie.
7 minutes in or something like that. I'm like, all right. Because he has that commercial with the Splits now, and obviously it's roundhouse kicking and the Splits are his thing. But it was nice to see the origin, the genesis of that. Bolo's fantastic. Not a bad job of the plot. It's an action movie, and his acting isn't good, but as you said, everybody's trying. Everybody's acting their ass off. The phrase of Cinephobe.
Well, it's only when it's actually happening.
I'm not necessarily admitting that that's always a good thing, but it is a thing. And they did it. It's a file.
Amin, what was the first note you had for this movie?
They don't make action movies like this anymore. Why?
That's exactly my sentiment. This is a big time file.
There you go.
What's funny is I'm a lot like you. Like, I remember the drunken sex scene. That's the thing I remember most from this movie, is that whole sequence.
You guys got a problem with pussy.
And I didn't really remember anything other than that. I'd flat out never seen the parents get killed before. I'd never seen that scene before.
I've never watched the beginning of that movie. I've always caught that movie from like early on, basically.
Yeah, early on, but I'd never seen that to where like I was wondering if I was watching the director's cut.
And it's a pretty good setup, the opening scene.
It's actually an excellent setup, other than Bolo Young point blank shotgun to the mom's face.
The cheek scar. I don't know if we gave enough shout outs to the absurdity of the cheek scar.
He got shot in the face, and then he had like almost a swastika looking cheek scar.
And his eye. His eye is
his eye. This is one of the Van Damme classics. So this is absolutely a sweep of the files.
Oh, what a great movie.
And it will be interesting with our next movie, which is Spencer Confidential on Netflix, just came out. It's also an action movie. It's also an action comedy. And it will be a great follow-up to see how it stacks up with Double Impact.
Starring Post Malone.
Poots Malone.
Thanks for listening to Cinephobe. Make sure you listen to both episodes. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts and give us a review. And don't be a dick. Give us a 5-star review.
Also, you guys can tweet it out and share it on Instagram and all that stuff. And again, I don't want to hear the excuse, but I only have 3 followers. I don't care. If you tag us, we'll retweet and repost, and then maybe more people will follow you.
Absolutely. I'm with the mean. So for Amin Al Hassan, Anthony Mayes, I'm Zach Harper. Everyone stay the fuck home.
And watch bad movies.
And listen to Cinephobe.